Okay, guys.
あんたも倒す、あいつも倒す、この私が。
いやしないさ。いいお前にはな。
Going for wonderful competitors. Hilda, Jonas, Kouhai is gonna have to work very hard. Toap, once Linne is in, Hilda has a big fight against him to get her off him. And here we're going. Dying in is Hilda, keeping Linne away. Kouhai still hasn't figured out the way, but here he goes. It's a combo. This is going to be Hilda to the corner, and look at that. Immediately with the low poke, it's going to get another combo. In the corner is Hilda, finding a way out, tries to teleport. Unfortunately, playing again. Toap is showing that he's come to play. He might be right, Hilda. And here we go. Oh! What offense! No longer zoning, taking the fight to Linne. Toap runs in the corner and takes the. Okay guys, I'm gonna hand off commentary for Under Night Invert to Primus Leo, who took you through the last match.
Coming back to Under Night with Toap and Kouhai. So here we see Hilda, and now we don't. Coming back to Hilda, yeah, as I was saying, so she's what we call a zoning character. So she likes to stay as far away from her opponents as possible. So she's going to use all of her moves to just keep them away, like poke them from full screen. But here is her disadvantage. If the opponent gets in, that's it, she's cooked. She can't do anything. She doesn't have good defensive options. All of her moves are slow because they go really fast. So she has to do her best to make sure that her opponents don't get it. And for Kouhai, that's the exact opposite. Linne is the kind of character who has to get in if she has to do damage. But she has speed and mobility on her side. So here you can see that once Kouhai is in, he's dealing as much damage as he can. Because with every interaction, he has to bring it down to bring her health down as much as possible. Yeah. Toap takes the first match. Both players are contemplating whether they should stick to their same characters, taking a moment to kind of understand how their opponent plays, see if there has to be any change to the way they play the game. So, for the people who are new to fighting games, you'll be thinking like, oh wait, what do you mean by, changing their approach? So, certain times you want to be as aggressive as possible, as in you just keep throwing all of your moves at your opponent, like make sure that they don't get a moment to breathe, as Toap is doing right now. So last game he was playing a little bit more defensively, but now he is the aggressor over here. And as you can see, that's working extremely well in his favor. There we go. As I was saying, once Hilda loses her chance and gets in, once they lose a chance to get in, it's over. But as you can see, Toap went really aggressive this time. He changed up his approach and he was able to take Kouhai down. Now Kouhai is trying to adapt to that. He's like, oh, okay, fine. He's playing extremely aggressive. How can I counter that? So he's taking a moment, being defensive, jumps in. There we go. Wait for your opponent to make a mistake. That's one of the golden rules of fighting games. If you're finding it really difficult to open up your opponent, where it's like, oh dude, they're blocking all of my moves, they're preventing me from throwing him, they're just keeping me out, you just wait. Sometimes the best thing to do is absolutely nothing. If your opponent makes some mistakes, you jump in, and that's when you start your game. You can kind of think of it as a turn-based game in a certain way, where it's like one person takes their turn, they like keep poking the other person. So here you can see Kouhai is taking his turn, he's dealing damage, and he's gonna go in again. So now, once Kouhai's turn is over, Toap will take his turn. But there are a lot of things that a player can do when someone is taking their turn. For example, like as we can see right now, Kouhai was so focused on attacking Toap that the moment there was a gap, Toap knew, okay fine, I can use this to break, to turn the tables, to take my turn back. And he uses a super and gets that opening. Kouhai making the score 1-1. So as you can see, the game kind of evolves as the matches are being played. So initially, Toap was playing defensive, then became that Toap became aggressive. And then Kouhai started waiting for him to make mistakes. So a game doesn't stay the same. It always keeps changing. Players keep adapting. They have to think on the fly to come up with new moves and new ways of approaching. There we go. Now you can see Toap jumping over, going for switches. Yeah. But gets put in the corner. Kouhai is laying down the hurt. But blocks the super. No, he doesn't. I thought Toap dropped his combo there, but seems he did. Yeah, moving on into round 2. Kouhai jumps in straight with his EX move. Flips out Toap. Is not letting it up. Toap gets a moment of reprieve. Pulls him all the way back to the other side of the screen. You know, and he wants to keep him there. He brings him close, that's it, the game is over for Toap. So he's making space, he has an understanding of where his opponent is, where they are going to be. And he has to aim his attacks to where they are going to be based on that prediction he made. Because as you can see, his moves are really slow. So every time he does it, and if Kouhai is like decides, oh, he's gonna run through or he's gonna jump in, then like this, exactly. If Toap was not ready for it and he had thrown out a move, that would have been the end for him. But the moment Kouhai gets close, Toap has to play defense. Ooh, huge punish from Kouhai, taking that round. Second match going to 1 round each. Both players are very careful right now, waiting for a moment from either of them. Kouhai gets one hit in, goes for the throw, and now it's a guessing game. Hits him in the air. Is he going to go for a throw? No, he's just going to keep the pressure up. Goes for a jump in. Again. Projectile, jump in. There we go. Gets the hit in and goes for his best corner combo. He can end it with a super but chooses not to. Again goes for the hit in the air. Converts it into a combo. Goes into a veil off and pulls out 2 of his supers. Is this the end for Toap? No, it isn't. There's still a chance that Toap can come back, but gets clipped by the low. Unfortunate loss for Toap, making it 2 for 1 in favor of Kouhai. Both players switching their colors for added advantage, because as we all know, colors do add to your performance. Kouhai changing up his tactics, going in aggressive, but Toap finds one opening and makes him pay for it. There we go, another hit from Kouhai. Running in, but Toap was ready for it. Clips him with one of his moves and takes him all the way back. Kouhai is running low on health. He can't make too many mistakes. Plays extremely defensive, uses the invincible move to jump in, but Toap was ready for that. He moved to the other side, still making sure that he has space to do his moves. Kouhai gets the clip in and he's trying to make both of their healths even, putting both of them in the same position. So here's another thing that players can do when they're playing. So you see health as not just like your main lifeline, right? You also see it as a resource. So you have to think like, hey, how much health am I willing to risk for a certain amount of advantage? So if you have a lot of health, you can go for more risky plays that your opponent might counter. Because you do have the added advantage of knowing that that's not going to make you pay a lot more.
No, but Primates, here I am. I love that
Going
head that is
straight,
used.
laying down the pressure.
Hi Primates, here I am back. I love you trying to talk football where you can win by a more higher amount. As long as you have one health, it's the exact same thing as being at full health. Health doesn't matter as long as you don't lose the very last point. So the risk you can take helps a lot.
Yeah, your performance does not degrade. No matter like if you have 1 point of health or full health, your character is still going to be at the same strength like when they start the game, right? So and health is also a great indicator of what your opponent might do.
Wait, but hold that thought. Proving he found his. And Uni is the best game though. So we're gonna get into our next match just soon. Quickly,